Hi, I'm Chuck Chvala, former Senate Majority Leader.
And I'm Scott Jensen, former Assembly Speaker.
And we're the insiders. So, Scott, Tom Barrett is leaving as mayor of Milwaukee. Big opportunity for people to move up the political food chain and make some changes, maybe even have some statewide impact. What's your take on this move for the mayor who's going to be ambassador to Luxembourg and the new people who will take over for him?
Well, I hope he enjoys Kewaunee County and his time in Luxembourg. No, I congratulations to the mayor. Nice capstone to his career. I think the prevailing wisdom, of course, is that this is the moment when Milwaukee will finally elect an African-American mayor. But I would caution that people expected that 20 some years ago when Tom Barrett ended up being the winner of that mayoral race. You had a city council president, Marvin Pratt, who was mayor for a period of time, acting mayor before the election, and then he wasn't able to win that election. That could happen here again. Chevy Johnson is new as the city council president, hasn't had a chance to show his stuff yet really much. And he would be a brand new mayor with little time. There are other folks with stronger constituencies. In a primary in that race, the turnout is always higher in the white neighborhoods in Milwaukee than it is in African-American neighborhoods. So I wouldn't leap to necessarily what is the prevailing wisdom conclusion here that this will elect the first African-American mayor of the city. There could be all sorts of things that happen here. And there's going to be a lot of people, I think, in this race, a lot of people running.
Well, first, let me congratulate the mayor. Tom Barrett probably is the one person in this state who could compete with Tony Evers as the nicest guy in politics. I think there are very few people who have anything negative to say about Tom. He's a hail fellow, well met. He's also a really good individual in person and served with him for a long time, as did Scott. But you may recall that Tom Barrett actually stepped up to protect a woman who was being beaten and suffered terribly, suffered some pretty severe injuries and required surgery. So congratulations to Tom. And, yes, absolutely. And so I'm really happy for the mayor and hope he enjoys his time in Luxembourg. And Luxembourg will be lucky to have him as our ambassador. And I congratulate Joe Biden on that choice. But the big question for politics going forward, of course, is what's going to happen. And I think that the implications here in Milwaukee could have implications for the state, depending upon what happens. I think, for example, Tom Barrett actually ran for governor in the state of Wisconsin. So it is a base from which people can run statewide. And I think there are people like Marina Dmitrievich who have been very active and have a profile that fits really well. They can do a good job as mayor. Boy, they would be a really tough candidate and a strong candidate to run for governor at some point down the road. So I think this is very interesting. Could be the first African-American mayor, could be someone like Marina Dmitrievich. Would she be the first woman mayor of Milwaukee? Would that then lead to potentially the first woman governor in the state of Wisconsin? So there are a lot of different possibilities out there, and I'm just naming a couple. There are a lot of other people who are thinking about this. There are people like Dan Reamer and others who certainly are qualified and would present a good opportunity for the city of Milwaukee to be well served. But here's the pitfall that I see, just as Scott talked about a pitfall on the way for an African-American mayor. The pitfall is this: you're going to be mayor of Milwaukee. Milwaukee has a lot of challenges. And right now, this Republican legislature has actually cut money like for mass transit and things. It's an extraordinarily hyper-partisan environment. In that environment, how will it be to be mayor of Milwaukee? You can say I did a great job with tough hand dealt to me, but that's another challenge. So this is something that will have a lot of implications down the road. I think there will be a great group of people running, and one of them could someday be our governor. So something for you to watch.
Well, the mayor's race in Milwaukee always has implications across the state. It's the state's largest city, and it matters to lots of us in the suburbs how well Milwaukee does. When Milwaukee does well, all of Wisconsin does well. Let's hope that the next mayor is able to get us there.
See you next
week.